What's up, guys? I wanted to make a video on this Sheaf Steamer 155, which I've had for, I want to say 3 or 4 years. I don't know exactly where it is. It might fall in between there. Prior to owning this steamer, I had the 125, which is the 110 volt model. This is the 220 volt model. I always wanted one of these, and it doesn't disappoint. It's got plenty of power. It's very reliable. Since owning this, the only thing I had an issue with was a drain plug. I reached out to Kevin. He sent me a new one and some O-rings. I've only had to replace one O-ring in the vacuum hose attachment. These products are very well made. So today I cleaned the whole thing. I descaled it. I polished the metal. I got it looking perfect again. And I use this about once or twice a week. Not using this thing 8 hours a day every day, so I won't go there and lie. What's really nice about these steamers is they have 2 tanks. So the one with the blue sticker says only water. This is what's going to feed the boiler. So the dry steam, when I depress the trigger, this is strictly coming out the water from this tank. It's got a lot of power, this thing, for an electric one. It's, I think 3,800 watts is the boiler, so it's pretty hot. This chemical tank right here, whatever solution you choose to put in here, I only use water. I've never even put waterless wash or degrease or all-purpose cleaner. It's only always been water, and it works fine. When I'm doing an engine bay detail, I spray the chemicals on with the spray bottle. I agitate it with a brush. I really use this as like a mini pressure washer to blast off whatever's left over. So right now, this dial is your steam dial. This is gonna basically allow you to control how much steam flow you have. You have very little, you can turn it up, and you get a lot. The thing pumps out pretty hard. All right, the bottom dial is gonna be the solution from the chemical tank. So when you put this bucket here, you have a button on the back of the trigger. When you press this button, a pump is gonna draw whatever is in this chemical tank out. I don't know exactly where it injects it, but it's not going into the boiler. It's not taking water out of the boiler to give you that extra, the extra punch, the extra solution. You're not robbing water from the boiler. It's coming out, it's getting injected downstream. So if I have this dialed all the way back to minimum, like this punch is pretty hard. And this isn't even a good demonstration. What's going to let you guys, or what's going to allow you to really see this, if I take this to the back of the car, and go to the bumper is pretty dirty, or the back of the car, and this is going to be on low. Let me focus this camera if I could. Let's see what this looks like. So this is low. I'm going to hit the injection button. This is the lowest amount of solution. And this will give you an idea how much moisture comes out. We hit the trigger, we're just going to get dry steam. Maybe the door will work a little bit better. Trying to get this so you guys have an accurate idea how much water is coming out. We'll do it right here. This is the lowest solution setting. A decent amount comes out. I'm just going to blow the rest of it out, dry steam. So that's the lowest. Now we're going to come over to the steamer. We're going to turn this all the way to max. I'll show you how much comes out on maximum. I'll do it to a different door so it's perfectly dry. Here we go. This is going to be max. So you can see it dripping on the floor. It's a lot. Blow it out again with dry steam. This machine's amazing. It has no problem keeping up. That green light will stop blinking when it's all the way back to max. And this, it catches up very fast. You could have this trigger depressed. It'll keep up indefinitely. It never runs out of steam. I could have this down for 3 minutes straight. That's just the pump kicking on. So, if anybody has a diesel steamer, I've wanted a diesel steamer for a long time. I keep going back and forth on Amazon, which you can't really buy anything. You could risk going on Alibaba and getting an Optimum steamer on there. I think it was like 6,000. But if you go through Northern Tool or Steam Americas and you try to get an Optima steamer in the US, it's like 10,000. I'm sure after taxes and accessories, you're looking at 12 grand easy. This, I think I spent about 2,800 maybe. And I've had this for 3 years. It does what I need to do. The diesel steamer is a want, not a need. But in the wintertime, like right now, it's February 1st, 2026. I live Long Island. It's like 10 degrees outside. It's 9:43 p.m. My kids are sleeping, so I wanted to make a video. You can waterless wash or rinseless wash, and you could use the steamer to blow out the seams. You really could do it. If you don't have an option and you have to get work done, I mean, I'll pressure wash in my garage and then use the wet vacuum to clean up the mess. But if the car is not dirty, if you're doing your own car, if you're doing a maintenance and the person garage keeps the car, you could definitely use the steamer as like a mini pressure washer. You can blast off the stuff on the bottom. You spray your rinseless wash, and it'll definitely help get the crud off before you make contact and you start dragging stuff across the paint. This will get most of the grit, the dirt, anything that's going to cause any potential harm to the paint. This is going to blast it off onto the floor first, and then you could take your microfiber, and you guys know how you do it. You gently roll it, you catch the dirt, and you just keep pulling it off the paint before it has a chance to scratch. I mean, this is just a video. This is just a rambling video. So, I mean, when I first started, when I got into steamers, it was like 2016, I want to say. I was still polishing the trucks full time. I had a McCulloch 1375. At the time, I think I spent about $150 on that machine. And to be honest with you, I can't knock that thing. It did what it had to do. I ended up selling that to another detailer, pretty much a friend of mine. And they might still be using it. After that, I started really focusing on auto detailing and not so much metal polishing. And I got intrigued by steamers. I think it might have been Ammo NYC was the first video I saw. He was cleaning a Suburban, I think. And if I'm correct, he had a VX, I think it's a VX 5000. I think that was the number. It was a smaller steamer. I don't know if it was a continuous filling one like this. So the boiler is separate. You could keep running this thing low and filling this tank up. You never have to stop working. Those McCulloch steamers or a VX or a lot of the other type of steamers, it's a pressurized cap that you have to wait for the machine to cool down. Or if you don't want to wait for it to cool down, you could try and open the cap and not get blasted with steam. And then you got to fill it up again. This will just work all day nonstop. And the fact that you can have that injection and use it almost as a mini pressure washer. You could do an engine bay detail really quick with this. The interiors are great. I actually love doing interiors with the steamer. I use it almost on every single detail I do. It just makes it really easy. This with a Tornador air gun and just a little bit of Gliptone Ultra Cleaner. Cut 4-to-1 is my favorite combination. It will clean everything. It doesn't harm anything. The only risks or the only things you have to look out for regarding a steamer, in my opinion, from my experience, I've had this happen. If you're not careful and you're using, I'm gonna show you guys right now. This is the triangle attachment. I have the microfiber on here, but this is the one that comes with this machine. I'll show you guys the attachments. It looks like a triangle. Put this on, and then you wrap a microfiber around this, and this gets crazy hot. This is what will cause damage to the inside of the car. I see a lot of detailers doing this, and I don't know if they ever had an issue, but I turned the interior of a truck white when I first got the 125. It was the little brother unit of this one. Major problem. So if you see it's got a whole bunch of holes on the bottom. This is just dry steam. I don't have any injection in this. But now when you put this microfiber on here, it traps the vapor and it gets hot. I think I've had this at 208, 210, somewhere in that range. Definitely hot enough to kill the majority of the bacteria or the viruses. I'm not exactly sure how many seconds it's supposed to be on there, but this gets scalding hot, so. Let me see, I'll bring this right over to here. I have an infrared thermometer. I'm gonna try to do this so it stays in focus. Come on, focus. .209, 210. So this gives you an idea of how hot this thing is. Now, even when I stop the steam, like 202, this remains burning. This will burn your skin off. You got to be extra careful with this attachment, especially when you're working on an interior, if you're working on vinyl, if it's something that's black or dark gray. If you leave this on too long, you can, number one, dry it out, and you can also fade the color out of the interior of the car. So I stress this. That's a real thing that could happen. If it never happened to you, I hope it doesn't happen to you and cause a real problem. I'll just show you guys some of the other attachments that come with this machine. I have them all in this milk crate. Let me get off here. You get a couple of these really nice extensions. You have this is like a longer sniper tip. You can put this on. This is good if you're doing an engine detail and you're trying to get this back here. This is a little impromptu video. I wasn't planning on doing this. Basically, I use this. I used a small single hole. I used a sniper right here. Definitely got some punch to it. Hot, very hot. Gotta watch this thing. This is my main go-to, this one right here. It also comes with like a triple hole. Comes with a squeegee. These are the vacuum attachments. I have a couple of those. Some brushes. I mainly use this. This is what I'm using 90% of the time on the steamer. And I love this thing. If anybody has a diesel steamer and you want to shed your opinion, if you think it's worth it or if it's overkill, the way I was thinking, if I got an Optima steamer, I could probably do some restaurant cleaning, the tile floor. I don't even know if really that's the right machine or if you want more of like a carpet extractor steamer with a surface cleaner attachment maybe. I'm always thinking, but this is a great machine. I really do love this thing. If you're on the fence about buying this, if you're curious how strong this is, it's strong. It definitely has balls. Let me see if I can focus something else real quick before I stop this video.